Chapter 1. Englewood Entanglement. In the heart of Englewood, where every street corner whispered tales of struggle, lived Risky, a young man navigating life amidst the urban chaos. His story was intertwined with Barbie, a woman of secrets and allure, and their relationship was a labyrinth of uncertainties. Risky, unaware of the storm that loomed, walked the gritty streets, haunted by a nagging fear. He had recently learned about a potential sickness, a fear that cast shadows over his days and left him sleepless in the nights. Meanwhile, Barbie wove a web of deception around Risky, concealing her engagement to another man. Her heart was divided between her loyalty to Risky and her secret affair, a dance in the shadows that threatened to unravel at any moment. One night, Risky stumbled upon a clue, a mere thread in the intricate tapestry of Barbie's lies. The discovery set in motion a chain of events, pulling Risky deeper into the web of deception he had no idea existed. "What is this?" Risky asked, while holding an extra-large boxers with poop stains in them. Barbie replies, "Those are not yours, BAE." Confronting Barbie, Risky's world shattered as he discovered the truth about her secret life with her lover. As Risky smokes a Dutch full of za, he pulls out his Glock. He expresses to Barbie that he is certain her secret lover is one of his co-workers. "So, that was your car at the job that day, you a bull bitch," Risky stated. The revelation left him torn between blicking everybody down at the job and grappling with the betrayal of the woman he loved. Risky, in his vulnerability, sought solace in Jamal's presence, a longtime friend. As Risky chills at his friend's house, days pass. A week later, Jamal comes in from the doctor and tells Risky he has bad news. Jamal, Risky longtime friend, reveals to him that he has been fighting AIDS. Risky passes Jamal the blunt. "Here, you keep that, bro. I'm cool on that," Risky says. As Risky's health crisis deepened, forcing him to confront the unknown disease that plagued him, little did he know that the answers to his questions lay in the very people he trusted, a truth that would rock the foundation of their relationships. In the face of adversity, secrets began to unravel. Risky, Barbie, and Jamal found themselves entangled in a web of lies, each one unaware of the other's involvement. Englewood's shadows held their secrets, waiting to be revealed in the most unexpected ways. As Risky's life hung in the balance, the truth about Barbie and Jamal's affair came to light, leaving Risky in a state of disbelief. The revelation tore through the facade of trust, leaving Risky to grapple with the betrayal of both his girlfriend and his best friend. The once entangled lives of Risky, Barbie, and Jamal demolished instantly, leaving debris of broken trust. In the quiet moments that followed, Risky pulled out Blick and shot Jamal in the head. Jamal lays motionless on the floor, his life cruelly extinguished. A dark pool of crimson stained the carpet beneath him, a stark contrast to the ordinary surroundings that had been transformed into a crime scene. Risky stood nearby, comprehending the magnitude of his actions. The air was heavy with the acrid scent of gunpowder, mingling with the metallic tang of blood, a chilling olfactory reminder of the violence that had stained the room. Outside, the world continued its ceaseless motion, unaware of the shattered life left behind. Inside, the room was frozen in time, its atmosphere heavy with grief, regret, and the irrevocable consequences of Risky's actions. In the stillness that followed, Risky clenched his fists, a surge of anger coursing through him. Determination etched on his face. He made his way to his former residence, the echoes of the past propelling him forward. To his dismay, Barbie was nowhere to be found. His phone buzzed insistently. It was Barbie. "Shorty, where are you?" Risky's voice was strained with anger as he spoke into the phone. Barbie's voice, laced with concern, crackled through the line. "Risky, you need to come to the hospital immediately." As Risky hurried into the maternity unit, he found himself confronted by law enforcement. He was swiftly arrested, his past catching up with him. The charges were severe, including unlawful use of a firearm, among others. 3 years and 237 days later, Risky found himself stepping back into the world outside prison walls. His fury, once burning hot, had transformed into a simmering rage beneath the surface. With a single-minded purpose, he returned to his old residence, his footsteps echoing with determination. With a forceful kick, he splintered the door open, only to be met by a scene that froze him in his tracks. A terrified child screamed for help, their cries reverberating through the air. In his panic, Risky assumed Barbie had relocated, believing he had made a colossal mistake. His frantic retreat came to an abrupt halt as a familiar voice, soaked in nostalgia, reached his ears. "Hey, who the hell are you? Come back here!" a man bellowed, his words slicing through the air like a knife. Risky pivoted around, disbelief etched across his face. A masked figure stood before him, a high point gripped tightly in his hands. Seizing the moment, Risky charged toward the man, his heart pounding in his chest. In a desperate attempt to defend himself, the man pulled the trigger, only for the gun to jam. Risky lunged at the assailant, overpowering him. He wrenched the mask off, revealing the face beneath. It was Jamal, the man who had once betrayed him. Their eyes met, a silent understanding passing between them. "Just don't do it in front of my daughter," Jamal pleaded, his voice laced with fear. Barbie's scream pierced the air. In the dimly lit room, Barbie's trembling hands lowered slowly, her eyes wide with terror. Risky, his gaze fixed on the ground, slowly looked up at her. The echoes of her screams reverberated through the cold concrete walls of the project building. His eyes caught a glimmer of light. A diamond ring adorned Barbie's finger. "Yo, you had a baby with this dude?" Risky spat out the words with disgust, his anger simmering beneath the surface. His eyes darted between Barbie and Jamal, his grip on reality slipping amidst the chaos. Risky's lips twisted into a sinister smirk. "I thought I killed your sorry ass already," he hissed, the venom in his voice cutting through the tension in the room. Mixed emotions filled the air as Risky grappled with the revelation, thinking the child was his own. He slowly raised the cheap clump of metal Jamal had used as a gun, his hands trembling uncontrollably. A single tear rolled down his left cheek, mirroring the pain and confusion within. A small, innocent face peeked around the corner, her eyes wide with fear. Risky's heart twisted with a pang of regret and realization. He tucked the gun into his pants, and without another word, walked out the door. The weight of his actions pressed heavily upon him as he left the scene behind. Outside, the cold night air stung his skin as he tried to gather his thoughts. Wondering about his next move, Risky attempted to call his family for support. He dialed his cousin Ramon, but there was no answer. He tried his brother Ray, only to be met with silence. Thinking on his feet, Risky remembered the tactics he had seen on crime shows. Swiftly, he removed the SIM card from his phone, severing his connection to the world he knew. He sold the phone to a passing crackhead for a meager $10, a paltry sum for the device that had once been his lifeline. With the $10 in hand, Risky embarked on a journey to escape his past. He took the train to a north suburb bordering Chicago called Evanston, then a bus to Rogers Park. Covered in blood, he clutched the same pipe he had used to shoot Jamal, his grip tight with desperation. As night fell, Risky found himself perched on the back porch, hidden in the shadows. Exhausted and tormented by the events of the night, he began to doze off. In the silence of the night, the distant beats of ESTG's music grew louder, pulling Risky from the edge of sleep. The music, a haunting backdrop to his thoughts, became his lifeline. Headlights pierced the darkness, and Risky's eyes widened with anticipation. A sleek Mercedes-Benz pulled up, the engine purring softly. It was a lifeline, a means of escape. Risky's heart pounded in his chest as he stepped into the vehicle, leaving behind the shattered shadows of his past and venturing into an uncertain future. Risky extends his right hand to the driver, who reciprocates the gesture. They shake hands. As their index fingers interlock, Risky looks his rescuer in the eyes with respect and loyalty. "I've got $1 and some change. Can you swing me to the store real quick? I need a blunt," Risky asks. "Well shit, hi to you too, nigga. And man, you're all wet. What the hell are you dripping over my seats? Do you know how much this car cost?" the driver says in a calm, sarcastic tone, hiding his frustration. "Bro, it's a long story. We'll smoke and talk about it," Risky replies as he turns on the lights inside the car, feeling a sigh of relief as he made it to safety. "What's going on?" Ray G exclaims, grabbing his gun as he notices the blood-stained clothes Risky is wearing. "What's happening, gang? You Gucci?" Ray G asks. Risky stares at Ray in silence. Ray becomes agitated and demands, "I need you to say something before I put this bitch in drive." Risky pulls out the high point he grabbed from Barbie's apartment. Ray tenses up, pulling back the hammer of his .45 caliber pistol. "Man, you tweaking G. When did you get out?" Ray's voice was laced with frustration and confusion as he observed his brother covered in blood, holding a gun and refusing to speak. Risky cracked a smile at Ray and said, "Next on, Tales from the Rack. Goofy-ass bitch, ain't nobody fucking perfect. If you weren't so busy doing dicks, maybe, just maybe, you would have noticed it before the cops showed up. With yo thought ass, you just another eater. On my daughter, yo ass done ran through all the guys. On bro, I heard you sucked a nigga dick for a 4 for 4 at Wendy's," Jameer said with disgust on his face. "Yo, nigga watch your mouth. Mind how you talk to my baby mama sane," Ramon said to Jameer. "You don't even know if the shorty is yours slime, so stop the cap. I ain't trying to hear all that, Mr. Captain Save a Ho, but that's not our concern right now. What about that shit in the safe?" A dance in the shadows that threatened to unravel at any moment.